Yeah. Brakatah Yahweh. Brakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh. Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim and the four winds, preaching the truth with sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father, have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Ram Yehowadah with the lesson. And this is the birth of a new island, right? Because we're coming into the time that the Lord's gonna refresh the earth, right? You know, kainos, right? A refreshing, and because the earth is gonna take on a remodeling through these ICBM missiles. You know, touching these certain continents that they're gonna touch, right? But the Lord is going to also give us what? New lands, right? We're not going to not be without, you know. The Lord said he knoweth your need. Think before you pray it, before you think it. He knows all the things that you need. So we're going to have those things, right? And then this is like a glimpse of the Lord showing you he got it all under control. It's already being prepared as you know it, right?
The new island, unofficially known as Hongatonga Hangahaipe, is located in the remote southwest Pacific, nestled between two other islands in the Kingdom of Tonga. It's the first island of its kind to erupt and persist in the modern satellite era, giving scientists an unprecedented view from space of its evolution.
There are other islands being formed, including ones near Japan. Very nice lava eruptions, classic. But this one was special because there was this explosive element that reminded us, at first glance, not exactly, of the kind of eruption in Surtsey.
This is the eruption Jim is talking about. An island born from a similar explosive eruption in 1963, and one of only 3 volcanic islands that have survived in the past 150 years. Very early in Jim's career, Surtsey was the first newly formed oceanic island he ever studied.
Dr. Jim Garvin, Chief Scientist here at Goddard.
Years later, he went on to become NASA's chief scientist, pushing the agency's priorities toward
area during its formation. It has become one of their most important research projects. Very few researchers were allowed to actually set foot on Surtsey. One of them is geologist Lovisa Asbjorndottir.
When Surtsey erupted in 1963, around 70% of the volcanic material was tephra, like this one. The tephra is very loose and it easily eroded away. This is an area photo of Surtsey when the eruption had ended in 1967. And there you can see the 2 cones, and they are mainly made of tephra. And then the lava began to flow, and this is the older one, and this is the younger one, and they protected the tephra in there.
However, the lava layer doesn't keep the surface from eroding forever. So what made Surtsey last?
When you have a geothermal in the island, the tephra begins to alterate, and we have this consolidated palagonite tuff. And this palagonite is very hard and resistant for the sea waves. Dr. Sveinn Jakobsson, geologist at the Institution of Natural History, has been studying the alteration between the tephra and the palagonite. And it was a surprise to him that it only takes 2 years for the palagonite to form in Surtsey, because scientists thought it would take a much longer time than it did.
Yeah, so basically, you know, I show those clips of those different islands that's popping up, which one of those islands started popping up around 1967, right? Which is the time that Esau basically started falling from his grace, right? When he started losing wars, they brought in the drugs, basically going into them having completely no morals. I mean they were the Edomites in the first place, but this is when they really started showing who they are, basically, with no morals, no things, the moral decline, right? It's about 1967, around that time, Abba Bibbins was coming on the scenes where the truth was starting to come out. So this is Revelation chapter 16, verse 18, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, which is the ICBM missiles that's going to hit strategically different continents and places that the Most High have ordained for it to hit, which as was not since men were upon the earth, right? Because just like we read about, when you go into Joel, these are the things that's what never have been and never shall be again, which is talking about the ICBM missiles. So mighty, which never have been since men were upon the earth, so mighty in earthquake and so great, right? The great city was divided, right, which is Babylon the Great, which is the daughter of Babylon, which is America, is going to be divided into 3 parts, and the cities and the nations, right, because what Babylon itself is a city, but then you have city states or whatever, you got, like you got Puerto Rico, that's not necessarily part of America, but it's part of America. And you got other places, that, like Hawaii, things like that. So, cities and nations fell, and great Babylon, right, came in remembrance before the Most High to give unto her, right, which is America, the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath, right? Because the Lord is quite angry. So the Lord's going to be, and then this where lands, talking about a big landmass like America, but then you got certain islands and things that's going to be destroyed. It says, and every island fled away, right? So there are going to be certain islands and things that get destroyed. But then, as you can see, the Lord is already preparing for a way for there to be new islands, new land, new places to live on, right? So it says, and the mountains were not found, right? Dealing with basically governments, but even, these certain towns, these cities, these places, these countries that that once were, like Israel, certain places in Russia will not be found no more when they get hit. You won't see North Korea, South Korea anymore. What else? Of course, America is going to be turned into a great big desert. But then the Lord, as you can see through time, the Lord is showing you that He's orchestrating things where there's islands popping up now, and there's even islands underneath the ocean, right? That's forming every day through the volcanic eruptions that's happening under the water, right? And it's constantly building up, right? And then, like you seen that one where it said that it was a span of a less time than they've ever seen one of these islands popped up, because they said before islands popped up, but then they washed away. But they never seen one pop up and then basically form, and then formed another crust around it to keep it, stationary, to keep it there without washing away into the ocean as fast. So you got to think, the Lord said he's speeding up the time for the elect's sake, right? And the Lord said he goes to prepare what mansions. If it wasn't so, he wouldn't tell you. These are even like another way of the Lord preparing mansions, right? Besides the planets, right? Preparing other islands. So, and there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, right? Which is talking about the ICBM missiles, and every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed the Most High because of the plague of the hail, and for the plague thereof was exceedingly great, right? Because these 200 million missiles is going to be, that's a great amount of a plague, right? Yeah, so this is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 6. And I will send fire upon Magog, right? Because the Lord is going to send ICBM missiles, right? Because it's going to be the Third World War. America, which is Babylon the Great, or Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, they have a defense system too. They have missiles too, right? So Russia's going to send their missiles. America's going to send their missiles, and they're going to be hit on strategic places. Oh, yeah, Gog and Magog, right? It's dealing with Russia, right? Because it tell you the chief prince of Gog and Magog, and that chief goes into Russia, or prince goes into being chief, and chief prince is basically saying Russia, basically Russia. So that's how we know Gog and Magog is Russia, right? And among them that dwell carelessly in the isles or islands, basically, you got North Korea, that basically in league with China, which China's in league with Russia, right? Which is going to come against the whore, which is the daughter of Babylon, which is America, right? In this Third World War, right? And this, all these strategic places are going to be destroyed. The land, right? When you send these missiles, are really going to hit, it's going to tear up the land mass, and the land is not going to be the way it once was. It's going to be destroyed, right? But the Lord is showing that you don't have to worry, right? So for a place like how that thing was showing how in 1967, and that's like around the time that America started falling off. That's around the time that Abba Bibbins was about to get ready to come onto the scene, as far as going and creating the One West, right? Because that's when Abba was on his journey. He got up with the commandment keepers, and eventually he found out that, wait, we need a Messiah. It doesn't make sense that we have all this, and it had to be a Messiah, or else we don't be saved. There ain't enough time to be waiting for another Messiah. Where's that going to come? And where's the prophecies that say that the Messiah is going to come in such a way, besides the way it happened in the time that Yahushua came on the scene, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus? So it says, so I will make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, right? You so-called Black, Hispanic, Canadian, you cut on the internet, you go somewhere, maybe people in your family will speak to you about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You may shrug the shoulder, not pay attention, or whatever. You go about your day, whatever it is, you're gonna know. Whether you hear or forbear, right? We're gonna keep going on, right? Because this is really for the elect, and I will not let them pollute my name anymore, right? That's dealing with the elect. The elect ain't gonna pollute it anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, right? And the Lord is gonna perform the words that are in these scriptures, the prophecies, and everything, right? So that's why he's going to destroy. That's why it's going to be World War III, right? And it's going to happen, right? Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 9, verse 11. And they had a king over them, which is an angel of the bottomless pit. An angel just means messenger, right? And what message they giving you? They're giving you the message of Satan, right? The bottomless pit's dealing with Europe, right? Because they don't have a lot of natural resources, right? Whose name In the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue haveth his name Apollyon, right? When the reason why they're showing you the contrast between the Hebrew and the Greek is why, because you're dealing with the Hebrew people who's being ruled over by the Greeks, which in turn became what the Romans, and what you're the one with the deadly wound that was healed is what the Roman Empire all over again, which is the second leg of Rome, going all the way back to Daniel's 2, right? Because it said it was a statue of a man, and that one part of that leg was the Roman Empire, or the pagan Roman Empire, and then you have the second leg of Rome, right, which the deadly wound that was healed shall return what and deceive the world again, and they did. And that's the second leg of Rome, which you're dealing with NATO, EU, and America, right? It says one woe is past, right? World War I, right? When the first World War, it was them devils trying to get into the land, trying to declare themselves that land of Israel. But the first World War, it didn't get it accomplished, so they had to immediately fight again. Because I think the first World War was like the early 30s or so, and it went a couple years. So then they basically started another fight towards, in the 40s, again for World War II, and that's where you get the Balfour Declaration in 1948 or 1949, when it was completely established, right? Between 48 and 49, right? So it says, right now it's the second war, which is 48, right? 1948. And the third, and it was 2 woes more after, right, which will be the third woe, right, which is World War III, which is current time right now, right? Yeah, this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, right, because you have World War I, right? Now this is the World War II, which is the woe. Woe means destruction. It's past, and behold, the third woe comes quickly. To have a second, you would have had to have a first, right? To have a third, you would have had to have a second. And now here we're going into the third, current day, right now. You're in the beginning of the third world's woe, or World War III, and it comes quickly, right? And it's coming quickly every day, right? And the seventh angel sounded, and there were a great voice in heaven saying, the kingdoms, right? The world that the Lord is going to rule over, it's all the entire inhabited earth, right? Destroy all these kingdoms, their armies, all this things, their weaponry, everything, right? If you go back to Ezekiel 39, it talks about destroying all the weapons. Isaiah chapter 2 saying there should be not learned of war anymore, and it basically says the same thing. You're going to burn all the weapons, and there are going to be any more weapons. You're not going to learn of war anymore, right? But it's the Lord is going to make it plain. He's going to rule these kingdoms. The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord, which is Yahushai, starting with Yahweh, but Yahweh is going to give it unto Yahushai, and then Yahushai is going to be said that we're joint heirs with him, right? So it's going to be given unto us too, right? And of his Hamashiach, which is talking about Yahushai, right? Yahweh, the Most High, the Father, and of his son, of his Hamashiach, or his Savior, his anointed Savior, and he shall reign forever and ever, right? So this is going to be an everlasting kingdom, which ain't going to change, right? Let me clear my throat. Yeah. It says Isaiah chapter 49 verse 19, for thy waste place Slakia, for thy waste and thy desolate places, right? Because the ICBM missiles are going to hit in very strategic places around the world. It's going to damage, put craters in the land, right? It's going to change the format of the landscape of the world, right? Just like it did when the flood. The Lord said He's gonna flood the earth with what water one time and then fire the next. But this fire it's gonna change the landscape of the world, right? And the land of thy destruction, right? Because the destruction is gonna change the format of the world as you know it. But the world abide forever, right? Shall even now be too narrow by reason of the habitation. Habitation, I mean, what? Land. The place that you live on. The destruction, the ICBM missiles hitting in these strategic places around the world because Russia has missiles, America has missiles, Iran, Iraq, Turkey, North Korea, South Korea, all these missiles are, I think even, France, right? England, all these places. Hey, you're talking a lot of ICBM missiles, and we're not talking about. I mean, if it was atomic, it would be devastating. But these are ICBM missiles, and they don't even know how hot these things go. They don't even know the complete damage to these things, man. They're just gonna let it go. And this is why this man, the Lord said that he's a child, right? He's foolish. He's the basis of men. He's not fit to rule. What foolish man does this? But then it was all set up from the Most High to allow you to create the smith that bloweth the coal, so the Lord can have you destroy your own kingdom with your own weapon, which really are the weapons of the Most High. He's going to show you that the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men, right? The Lord ruleth, he controls the minds of the kings. And he's going to have you destroy your own land by reason of the habitation, and they that swallowed thee up shall be afar off, right? The Lord's going to destroy them, and they're going to be no more heathens to grab us up, to put us in slavery, to oppress us. They're going to be afar off. They're going to be the farthest thing from our mind that a heathen's going to be able to grab us and cuff us up. And what are you doing? Frisking, search and frisk. What you doing over here, nigga? What you doing over here? Oh, you a Native American? You over here with the white, where the white people at? And I'm gonna kill you, right? Because we know that happened. I worked on the reservation, and there was a couple natives that trying to be buddy with Esau, playing pool with him, and Esau get drunk and know that they have a mind against you, Jakes, against you Israelites, and kill the Native American, right? Yeah, but you're going to learn real soon that the so-called white man ain't your friend. But here we go. It says, the children which thus shall have, right? So the Lord's going to bring forth more children in the kingdom, right? The Lord said one man should become a nation, right? And that means we're going to have many wives to have many children for one man to become a nation, right? And the children which thus shall have, after thus has lost the others, right? Through slavery, through Jim Crow laws, through being in the ghettos, the barrios, the reservations, through the drugs, the crack epidemic, all these different epidemics, through the child slave sex, what is it called? Trafficking of people, of children, which most likely is Israelite children, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian children. That's the ones that's missing, right? Every now and then you have a so-called white child in there missing here and there, but most of those children that's missing are Israelite children, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. And then you guys ain't smart enough to put your heads together and go, wait a minute, it's our children that's missing, right? You don't recognize you have a common enemy, but the Lord's he's gonna bring back our children, right, through the elect. It says, and shall say again in thy ear, this place is too straight for us. So we're gonna have so many children. It's gonna be like, dang, we got a lot of children. We need more places to stay, more habitations, more places we could spread out. So we're not building house on top of house, especially since that's part of the law, not to build house upon house, right? So we can't do like Esau done, building house on top of house. So that's going to be too straight for us. And give place to me that I may dwell, right? A place to live, right? Because we can't build house on top of house, right? So, so then I'm gonna go ahead and go with this 21. Then shall thus say in thy heart, which is your mind, Lob, who have begotten me these, right? Begotten, you know what I'm saying? Birth, childbirth, seeing I have lost my children, right? Right? Because some of you are gonna lose them in the race wars, the different things. Man, we've lost our children already, right? The Lord said we're dead to this world, but we live it in Yahweh Shai. Right? Because our children ain't getting this. Our mothers and fathers, they're not getting the actual truth. So we lost our children already. But the Lord's going to give it back. Right? So it says, have lost my children, and I am desolate, a captive, and removing to and fro. Right? And, you've gone from mountain to hill, looking for a relief, mountain meaning government, hill meaning like lesser government, and you're seeking for help. You're being to and fro through captivity after captivity, seeking for help, but you don't get no help. You just get the videos, the reservations, and you get names, proverbs, and bywords. You be called nigga, spick, and engine, right? Drunk, lazy, wetback. Right? This is what you get. You build up this nation, and what makes this nation great collectively is all the Israelites, right? Though some like to want to take, well, the black man, we did this, and the native, well, no, we did this, and no, collectively the Israelites make this place great. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian make America great, right? Once we're out of this place, especially dealing with the elect, this place is well, it's going to be no more once the ICBM missiles hit it, right? And we're going to simultaneously be saved in that moment while the missiles are coming down, Lord willing. It says, and who have brought up these, right? Who brought them up, man? The Lord is going to bring them, and they're going to be brought up righteous. Behold, I was left alone. These where had they been, right? Because this is. It's always been there, but the Lord is gonna He has the thing. All this thing has to play out, man. We already have the victory. It has to play out. Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, right? And these are the actual Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders, right? It says, and the kings, right? These other, like Putin, Kim Jong-un, whatever the freaking president name or whatever his name in China, right? Well, all these top people, because really they're all heathens. They're beneath you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. They're going to bring your children. And the kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee, right? You so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. All these other nations are meant to bow down to you once you repent and come back to be an Israelite, right? Then nobody going to bow down to a Mexican or Indian or Hispanic or Black or Negro or African American. Some madness, right? Righteousness, royalty, right? Right mind state, righteous people, right? Doing righteous things. They shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth and lick up the dust of thy feet, which is basically they're gonna come to you in servitude. They're not gonna actually lick the dust off your feet like that, like how people are. They're gonna have to serve you, right? And thus shall know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. And see, that's what we're doing. We're waiting on the Most High to bring forth this into fruition, man. He's gonna bring back our children with righteousness, and he's gonna put these heathen in subjection through this third world's war, right? And he's gonna make these islands and all sorts of places for us to dwell. Right. This is Isaiah chapter 42, and I got a couple verses on this because this is pretty good, right? So it says Isaiah chapter 42. I'm gonna just do one right here. Isaiah 42:1. Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, right? Which is Yahweh Shai, my elect, right? Starting with Yahweh Shai, and the rest of the 144,000, my elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him, starting with Yahweh Shai. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. So he's going to destroy all these other Gentiles, right? And bring forth the Lord's judgment to them, right? I'm going to skip down to 4. And he shall not fail, nor be discouraged till he have set judgment in the earth, right? Talking about Yahweh Shai and the 144,000. And he and the isles, right, which are islands, shall wait for his law, right? So the islands, right, are waiting for the Lord to establish law on the earth, and then that way we'll be able to dwell on these certain islands that's popping up everywhere, right? Right. I'm gonna skip down. I'm gonna go ahead and go to 6 and just read all the way through because it's pretty good. It says Isaiah chapter 42:6, and I Yahweh have called thee in my righteousness, Lakia, and I will hold thee thy hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, right? Because we have Gentile foreigners, which are actually Israelites. So you have there's the actual natural Gentiles, and then you have Gentiles that's Israelites, right? To open the blind eyes, right? What you're talking about to the Israelites. They have the ones that are blind. These Gentiles are Israelites. They're going to open up the eyes, because the Lord can't open up the eyes of natural Gentiles, right? To bring out the prisoners, right? And then all these other Gentiles are not prisoners, from the prison, and them that sit in darkness, and all these other people are not sitting in darkness, right? They'll say, oh, I know my father's father, and I know where we come from, I know this, I know that, and all this, you're not calling yourself by, a color, or just saying certain things, or calling yourself by a nationality. By a language. I'm Hispanic, or I'm Spanish. You know what I mean? This is the madness that goes on, right? Or I'm Indian, which is a savage, or I'm Jamaican, which means wet wood, or I'm Dominican, which means like a holy dog or something, which don't make sense, right? You're supposed to be righteous people, right? You're supposed to be the people of the Most High, children of the Most High God. Those are not righteous names, right? Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Issachar, Simeon. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All the 12 tribes, right? Right. And them that sat in darkness out of the prison house, right? Which is talking about America. Everybody hasn't been in the prison house in America, right? So we're talking about the Israelites, the ones in the ghettos, the barrios, and the reservations. And then, the Israelite foreigners, you've always felt like you belong to something else. And people have always treated you different, even though you look like them. There was always something spiritual where they've always treated you in a different manner. It says, I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another. See, so that's why he's not talking about natural Gentiles. The Lord's not giving his glory to anybody else. Neither my praise to graven images. And that's where Israel had fallen off by worshiping idols, which are gods that belong to the other nations. But the Lord's going to bring us back. Salakia. Behold, the former things are come to pass. See? So all that thing when Israel was doing that, the Lord has raised up the elect. He's raised up through Yahushai. The former things are past, and new things do I declare before thee. Before they shall spring forth. Right? The charagma, the Lord tell us about the charagma. The Lord has let us know about, the devil coming down with great wrath, knowing they got but a short time. But also the Lord's letting us know the blessings. The Lord said we're going to be in narrow places, but we're going to ask for more things. And the Lord said, He go to prepare a mansion for us, right? And a lot of brothers go into that being different planets. But even with that, you got these islands that's popping up everywhere. Islands that's at the bottom of the ocean, ready to flourish for us, bringing forth good fruit, right? Salakia. Yeah, declare before they spring forth, I tell you of them. It says, now watch this. Sing unto Yahweh a new song, right? Because we're going to be in the kingdom. It's a new song. That's what we're going to be, which we're singing a new song now, but in the kingdom, it's really going to be, established, and his praise from the ends of the earth, right? So where are we at now? We're in America and we're giving them that praise, but also when the world is established, we're going to be in all different places around the world, just as we are now. But this time we're going to be not oppressed, not in chains, not with a heathen ruling over us. We're going to be ruling, right? Yea, that go down to the sea, ye that go down to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles and the habitations thereof, right? It says let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift up their voice, and the villages that Kedar doeth inhabit, let the habitations of the rocks sing, let them shout from the top of the mountains, right? Which is talking about the Israelites, man. We're gonna be shouting, man. But talking about the habitations, because even the land is gonna sing. It's gonna be happy. But the land is gonna be happy. It says the trees shall sing, saying, "No fellow has come against me." Right? Once Esau is gone, so everything is gonna be in its abundance. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be happy. The whole earth is gonna be happy once we're ruling. Right? Even the land is gonna sing. Let them glory unto Yahweh and declare his praise in the islands. See, with all these islands popping up and all these things happening, the Lord is going to allow islands, all different things, and everything is going to give Yahweh Bashem Yahushai praise, man. So I want to give all praises and honor and all glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakal Kadash Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim and the Four Winds, preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners who phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom, and death to America. Ababa Ball.